Hey everyone, well it's not quite midnight, but I've got a power supply to fix here. Now I was actually just cleaning this one up for a customer. I thought the fan was making a bit of a funny noise, so I pulled it out, gave it a clean, wiped the dust out, vacuumed everything with the blower in combination, so made it look pretty good again before it was totally encrusted in the usual sort of trash. And I was just about to put this back together, and then I noticed this. Now, I'm sure most of you know about bad capacitors in power supplies and all sorts of motherboards, things like that. And I was somewhat suspicious this power supply might have had a bad cap, but I didn't see it before. So here we go. We found this one, and it's just bulging up a little bit. So it isn't actually causing a noticeable problem in terms of when you do the testing, because I use this device here. It's just a simple tester. It shows the voltage is too high, too low, etc. It didn't pick up anything other than about a 0.1 volt difference, which isn't surprising. That's within tolerances. This fellow here, I'm not exactly sure what it's for, but it is still a mainline decoupling capacitor, and bulging like that, it's going to have to be replaced. The machine it came from was having quirky little intermediate issues, so certainly getting rid of that will help. Now, if this is just a normal ATX power supply, I wouldn't bother replacing that cap. I'd just change the power supply over, because really it's just not economical otherwise. But this is a small form factor power supply. They're well over $100 in many places to get replacements of, particularly if you want the original. So we're going to give it a repair. I do have a stock of properly rated capacitors, low ESR, all that sort of thing. So hopefully once we're done, that should solve that, and the machine itself, other than a few software issues, will run good after that for another couple of years. Alright, so better get underway, and let's see. The nice thing about this soldering iron of mine that I have, it's a good 100 watts. It's pretty versatile. You think 100 watts is going to burn the crap out of everything with surface mount and things like that. It doesn't. You just set the temperature to what you want. It works well. It's a common sort of misnomer that the high wattage is going to cause troubles, but what the high wattage gives you is the ability to deliver heat when you need it, when the board is draining out the heat due to large copper planes or ground planes and whatnot. So it'll keep the right temperature, and then when you need it, it'll deliver the power and keep that temperature up, whereas the smaller wattage soldering irons, their tip temperature will just drop down, and you'll get a stuck tip, cold joint, all sorts of trash. So 100 watts, nothing to be scared of. It's perfectly good, very useful. Okay, first thing I'm going to need here is side clips, and naturally I've put them on my other workbench, so yet again I'm off to the other side. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Honestly, I need to have one set of these tools for every workbench I've got in this place. Let's see, get in there, cut this out, make sure you don't clip any of the bloody cables. Yeah, that's okay. Reason why you have to cut this off is because you can't get the board out unless you do this. Ah, blimey, it's... You're going to need to... You're out of here. You're out of here. Now, get the screws out. We're going to put those magnets. Now, if you don't work on 240 volt gear, mains gear, whatever you want to call it, in Australia here it's 240 volts, we're actually 230 volts these days, then don't go opening up and using these, trying to fix these things willy-nilly. It is potentially dangerous, although we are only changing the DC side of things. In switch mode power supplies, it's not quite the same in terms of isolation and safety as the older style transformers. I mean, yeah, it's isolated through the transformer and all the rest of that stuff. But yeah, you get what I'm talking about, hopefully. If you're not comfortable with it, don't do it. It's that's simple. and you know, I don't recommend doing this normally. Like I said, normally I'll just swap them out with a whole new power supply. No point stuffing around. Okay, we've got a. Don't make me. You're gonna make me do that, aren't you? Seriously? This is the fun thing with these. The leads are so short, and they need to be. That you can't even get decent. But I may actually be able to just pull it out enough. Just enough to get to that capacity. Alright, we do have enough. So, the legs we want to get rid of there and there. So, turn this around. It is certainly quite inelegant doing this. Right. I'm going to put on my extractor fan because I don't want epicemia. We'll do this. And negative to the left. Make sure we don't turn the water around. I'm just pre-tinning these just to use some lead solder. Makes it easy for me to yank them out back on my back too. What I do is I get my finger on them, hit it with the solder. This is really not very professional. Pull. And again, pull. So I lift it up a pat, but that's not good. Typical. It's the mood of the day today. Everything I'm doing is like pulling a tooth. Yeah, let's see if I can. No, come on. Focus. Focus. It's a bit hard probably to see the dimming, but it's a. Now this is a 680 microfarad, 10 volts. I don't have any 680s, but I do have 1000s and the right voltage rating. If you're in a situation with these decoupling caps where you don't have the one you want, you can just push up to the next capacity, but make sure your voltage rating is at least whatever the old one was. Do not skimp on that voltage rating. If you do, they'll pop pretty quick. Alright. Come on. I'm just using braid here rather than we've got the solder sucker. I really find solder suckers just like the spring-loaded chappies. I find them just too aggressive. They rip up so many pads. And half the time they don't even do the job right. They leave you with all sorts of old solder scum in the hole that you just got to chisel out with something later. Alright, let's see, what form factor is going to be best? We've got 2 transfer replacements here. The legs a bit wide on that one. How about you? You're replacing that. Alright. So this is a 1000 microfarad, 10 volt. Use that. It's a fair bit taller than the other one. A good 5 mil or so. But that's okay, we've got plenty of clearance
in this case. Right. Let that chap go. Would be quite a mess in there. I'll just. Yep, come on. That's interesting, the support filler there is actually obstructing the cap from sitting flush. Alright. So that's right. That's a pretty good fit, but I actually have a feeling in this case that the circuit board is designed for the larger leg spacing, funnily enough. Yeah, that feels much more, a lot more natural. So what's probably happened here is the circuit board was designed for the larger leg spacing. They didn't have on hand, or the ones they were using, at the smaller leg spacing. So they just shoved it down and forced it to fit. Why not? No one's going to care. Yeah, that's a perfect fit. That's definitely what the board was designed for. Alright. Let's solder that baby back up. Let it solder. Don't tell anyone. And we got ourselves a nice glossy pair of joins. Now if these were high voltage ones, I would flatten them out, make sure that they're safe, they don't have any spikes on them or sharp points that could cause arcing. But these are only running at 10 volts, so that's perfectly safe. And on the underneath there's a, you're probably not sure if you can see it here, there's a very thick plastic layer that sits under there, so it's not going to penetrate through that either. Soldering that's done. Crazy lunatic fan off. What the f off. Now ideally I should put something back under there to protect it, but the thing is that capacitor is actually now sitting properly on the circuit board, so it has a lot more structural support than the old one did. There we go. Marvelous. Alright, you're in. Make sure everything's lined up properly. There are these here notch outs, whatever you want to call them, and the circuit board sits on that edge, so you have to just line it up, get them in there. That's good. Right, screws. I'm just trying to hold the board. It wants to bounce back because all the cables are under contributing to the tension. There we go. No, it's a bit rough. I'm sitting down while I'm doing this. It's not the best way to screw these boards in. It gives me awkward angle like that. And these gloves grip onto the back of that. Make me look even more stupid than I really am. That's good. I'm just going to put my pen there.
Oh, I'm sorry everybody, it looks like I had the microphone on the wrong side, and instead of instead of recording, I was muting. I'm very sorry about that. Well, to quickly recap anyway, we've just replace this. It was a 680 microfarad 10 volt. We've replaced it with 1000 10 volt. That's okay. It's on a decoupling rail, so it doesn't matter. A few extra microfarad is an issue. Most of these capacitors, electrolytics, are plus or minus 50% sometimes, so these days they're a bit better, I think. Right, I can't believe I did that. Really, there needs to be a some kind of warning on these things saying you're being an idiot. Where's my top shell? That's so frustrating. No, I haven't forgotten the cable tie. I'm just trying to get everything to sit in. And if you can detect that I'm a little bit grumpy right now, you would be right, because I'm not happy about how I lost that audio. That's really ticked me off. Alright. Yeah. Okay, you're in there, out there. This has just been done slightly differently from right. Okay. So frickin' mad about that. Yeah, I was running out of the corner of my eye. I was looking at it, and I thought, oh, yeah, the audio recording seems a little lower on the peaks. Yeah, no wonder. Alright, come on, in you go. Okay. Guess if I'm lucky, the camera itself has audio, but by God, it's going to be nasty. I guess I'll be happy if this power supply behaves itself. At least that'll be a win as such. Okay. Let's fit my tester. Come on. No matter which way I choose to plug this in initially, the tester decides it wants to be plugged in the other way. There we go. As in, do I try to put the 4-way in first, or do I put it all in together? Right, now it's going to complain if I don't have my second 12-volt line in. Okay. Let's see, what else do we need? I'm looking around like a bit of an idiot at the moment, because I'm trying to find my safety switch for 240 volt, and I don't know where it is, which is not good. Normally I do that for this sort of thing, where I done a power supply or 240 volt adjustment, and I don't want to actually put my hand on this while I plug it in without the safety device. So what I'm going to do in this case instead is I just connect it up with everything that I want, and then I just plug this into the 240 volts or 230, and at least that's a little bit of a safety margin. There are secondary issues with this, but for now, let's see how we go. Alright, we're showing 12.1, 5.1, 3.3. Well, it's all looking as it should. Let's see, is the fan spinning? The fan is spinning. Alright, that's good. Let that one go. Alright, that's everything. And I'm sorry about the audio issue at the first 3/4 of it. Anyway, until next time, catch you later.